Compulsion. Suppose everybody has a compulsion of some sort. I sometimes think that nature invented the pistachio nut as a device to control the compulsion to eat. You know, by the time you get them shelled, you've lost your appetite.
Are you telling me those kids were under compulsion to do what they did?
Or what they didn't do, depending on whether we believe the private patrolman or your daughter.
Mr. Cannon, those creeps definitely broke into my house. Took a vase from the bedroom. Slashed my jacket. Which, of course, makes absolutely no sense at all.
Maybe the fact that it doesn't make sense makes sense.
I don't understand that.
Well, you know, when I look at a picture straight on and don't get it, I try looking at it sideways. I think we've got to ask ourselves a question. Why did your daughter lie?
Well, you must have told her to. Larry, the head freak.
Larry Bollinger?
Yes. Yes, he runs those kids. A whole group of young people from the best families in town. I think he's some sort of a mystical being, a god, a prophet at the very least. It's incredible. Anyway, my wife and I have made up our minds we need a private detective. But we don't want to engage one in our own town. Well, gossip, that sort of thing. So we're turning to you.
To do exactly what?
Susan only comes to us once in a blue moon. When she needs a square meal. The rest of the time, she's at that ranch where Bollinger and those kids hang out. Mr. Cannon, we want you to bring our daughter home.
Manhandling teenage girls isn't exactly my specialty.
I don't mean use force. Just show Bollinger up for what he really is. It's common talk in town that he's done all kinds of criminal things. Or instigated them. But nobody can prove it. Susan's a sweet girl. A good girl. She'd walk away from Bollinger if she knew the truth about him.
Mr. Glenn, you know, the truth is like the rain. It doesn't care who gets wet.
I'll gamble on that. Just get enough on Bollinger to break up his whole sick cult before something serious happens.
This jacket that you neglected to tell the police about. From the looks of it, somebody was standing within a few feet of your bed, holding a deadly weapon. In my book, something serious has already happened.
That's correct, Mr. Cannon. Professor Renford was working with propulsion chemicals when the accident happened.
Mm-hmm. Dangerous, I suppose, huh?
Well, not in the proper hands. I was working along the same lines as Professor Renford myself. I still am.
No chance of any of this blowing up now, is there?
Certainly not.
The whole wing was destroyed by the fire, huh?
Virtually.
You could certainly never tell by looking at it now.
Well, you would if you looked at the departmental budget. It cost $500,000 to rebuild. You can imagine what a loss like that can do to salaries and promotions.
Mm. I
myself am still only an associate professor.
That's too bad. You're positive that it was an accident?
If you're looking for student revolutionaries or building burners, you won't find them on this campus, Mr. Cannon.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I understand that Larry Bollinger wasn't exactly an Einstein in the lab.
Who?
Larry Bollinger. Professor Renford flunked him, I was told.
Oh, that strange Bollinger boy.
Yeah, that strange Bollinger boy. Some of the students seem to think that Larry held a grudge.
If you're suggesting that Larry Bollinger had anything to do with the accident, well, I'm afraid he just wouldn't know enough chemistry to blow up the place.
Wouldn't you think that Professor Renford would have known enough not to?
Well, apparently not. He had a previous accident, you know.
What? What was that?
Another explosion followed by a fire, which Professor Renford was able to put out by himself before any great damage was done. So, you see, there was a certain element of incompetence.
Professor, how far apart were these two fires?
Exactly a week. A week to the day.
Hello?
Mrs. Glenn, this is Frank Cannon.
Oh, Mr. Cannon. My husband's talked so much about you, I feel as though we've met.
Look, Mrs. Glenn, that's very nice, but right now we don't have time. Is your husband home?
No, he's out playing golf.
All right, listen very carefully. Call the club, get a message to him to come home as fast as he can make it.
Why? What is it?
Well, roughly, you've missed a big event in the lives of parents, Mrs. Glenn. Your daughter's wedding.
You're not serious.
Susan and Larry Bollinger.
I don't believe it.
Well, you better believe it. Your lives may depend on it. But Bollinger's now in line to inherit your money through Susan. And he doesn't look like the type to stand in line very long.
Mr. Cannon, I can't follow you at all.
Don't try. Just tell your husband what I said. Do that second, though. First, you call the police. And meanwhile, I'm going to be on my way to your house.
Oh, can't this wait till you get here?
Mrs. Glenn, don't discuss it. Do it. Hello, this is Frank Cannon. I want to speak to Police Chief Horn, please. Well, where is he? Oh, golf again. Golf isn't even an exercise anymore. Look, this is urgent. Will you try to get in touch with him, please? Tell him to call me at Glenn's house.
Which one of you nice people would like to be first?
Wait a minute. You know, if that was your signal, don't you think maybe you better go out and check with Larry as to who should be first?
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Cannon. Everybody gets his turn.